I think we need to make an air scoop to go over the coil.
As long as you wind test it and...
Well, I did 6 wind tests. I sent it to NASA and then they did the smoke wind test, and basically it cools the rear head negative 36,000 degrees. So if you don't run fast, it won't.
Everybody's already like, they're zoning out. They're thinking this is all like real facts. All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we're back in the garage. As you guys seen, I don't know if all the footages came out from my trip before I dropped this, probably not. But I'm back from East Coast, back in the garage with Justin. He's back from Kentucky, and we got Jetty's 2024 CVO ST. Gave you this bike just before we left for Kentucky. Justin's got some of the parts in for it. So what are you working on right now?
So I got the Arlen Ness, I call them FIDs, fake MIDS. I wanted the Speed Merchants really bad because those are my favorite. But this pipe and those mounts, it's not gonna work on this side. It's just like very loosely mocked up right now. I just spaced it out like 3/8 of an inch, and I might have to go a little bit more to clear this cam cover. Like I said last time, I'm gonna use the short pegs or full boards, whatever you wanna call them. And then I have to make an adapter for this to like a peg perch or whatever. That adapter, I can get my little bit more height and back kind of where I want it. So it's gonna be right, like roughly there. But yeah, with that adapter, it's kind of a clean look, all black and all, it's gonna work with this pipe.
All right, so he's gonna try to finish up the mids, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the ass end of this bike, because like we showed you in the last footage, or the last video, Justin actually has a swing arm already ready, but we do need to mock it up on this bike. Or subframe. I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's on top of the safe.
It's safely on top of the safe. So we're gonna get it mocked up on here. I'm gonna get all this stuff off the bike. I've never taken apart the back end of a bagger, so it's pretty straightforward.
Just close your eyes and just take out every bolt.
It's a cheap bike. If I scratch a few things, ding a few things up, Jetty will probably forgive me.
It's used. It has like 200 miles on it now.
Yeah, it's garbage basically. Everybody's got one too, so I mean, the novelty of it is out the window.
They're already played out.
I don't even like this thing anymore.
I'm in love with this bike and I hate it. And then I've been watching YouTube videos on everybody that test rides one. Dude, everybody loves this bike. And for a stock Harley, it's weird to say, it's right. It's right. It has power, it sits right, it rides right. I love it. I'll be honest, I used to hate these, and now I freaking love the way they look. The way the new throttle body is set up on these, they basically clocked it and sucked it way into the motor, and it's higher. So for me to mount up here, and these aren't breathers anymore, it has a breather hose here. I'm gonna still mount in this spot, I'll have to space it off, and then I'm gonna make an adapter from here that goes down to where my opening is. It's gonna be a tricky piece. It's like a round hose that kind of scoops in this way. It's gonna be tough, but I think it'll be worth it because this thing just looks mean in here and it fits so well in like the cutout.
No, I did like the way you had it mocked in there with the cutout. So
I mean, and I got the narrow one. They make a fatter one, but I got the narrow one, so you should be fine with all your clearance on your pegs. So I'm stoked on this setup. And that's my goal today, is get all the mids completely done, all the mounts. And then my next step will be working on this while you're working on the subframe.
All right, let's get them up on the tripod and we'll start getting this thing apart. we got the rear subframe off. Pretty straightforward. It's the first time I've ever done it, but you know, you got your carriage bolts up here. Is that what you were calling this? Like a kind of a...
I call it like a big basket. It holds the battery, all the ABS, everything like that.
So super easy, 2 bolts, kind of get this out. It's got like a little clip on the front.
Real quick while I'm thinking about it. So I get this question a lot on the horn deletes. When I say that, you don't have to completely get rid of the horn. This area right here, well, like the horn can house right here, like sideways. And you can put the horn in here, and then that wire's enough to route it back through to here. You don't have to technically get rid of your horn completely. You can move it back here.
Just relocate.
Yeah, a lot of people just unbolt it and put that thing in there. But, you know, some states, I think you have to get like inspections and stuff.
Yeah, you have to have a horn.
Yeah, so that would still consider your horn, and it's still loud enough. I had to loosen the pipe back up, but I got the mid controls on. I noticed these brass bushings were the same diameter as the shaft. I don't know if that's a new old thing. So what I did is opened up the bushings, and so I got it to like nice and smooth. I say added a little bit of grease in there too, so it doesn't stick. So this is what I was talking about with the spacing. On the other older model cam covers, they're a lot shorter, so this hits. This is almost of the right spacing. I'm just gonna go a little bit thicker, obviously longer bolts, but I'm gonna make the spacer hit both holes, and then it'll kick it out enough to clear everything. And then these are Heim joints, so I can, you know, come over as needed. I might have to space out here as well to bring everything out to clear the pipe. Because I don't know if you remember the last video, these pipes are a little different to clear this new sensor.
Yeah, you were saying that radius isn't quite the same radius.
Normally it hugs a lot closer to the cam cover, so this side comes out more, which comes out more, and then so everything else has to stack out as well. The fits on the left side, they mount right up on the new one, so you don't have to worry about anything on that. And then, like I said, we're gonna make a mount to these to this and raise it up just a little bit more and back. So I'm basically gonna put this bar in the center of the peg mount.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can adjust this up. This is the stock for the shifter peg, and I'm gonna buy another one for the brake side so they match. I'm kind of keep that CVO vibe look, very clean, classy. If you don't know what you're looking at, it looks stock. So I think it looks good.
So we're gonna make the spacers for the other side and try to get it permanently mounted.
No, I think we should go ahead and mock up the subframe.
All right, yeah, let's get that on. Let's see, make sure we're gonna be good on that.
I don't know why I keep holding this here, like, you see?
Because you see it? Yeah. Because we were talking, we just noticed here on the tank mounts, definitely a little wider, but I think the rest of the frame's the same.
I bet you the tank's longer, so my frame hits up here, and this tank's longer.
What do you mean your frame? You only have an FXR. We haven't shown that bike off yet.
Somebody's frame over there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's the case. Like this way. Hold on.
It does look a little longer.
Hold on, I'm a machinist.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, it's longer. That's to the knuckle. Yeah, so that's whole finger. So from here, so the new mounts mount back here.
Yeah.
So the tank's longer, so they came and spread it out to get here. That'd be funny if the holes are still.
Which I wonder then if the seats have got to be different for this model.
Fuck.
Has anyone done a seat yet?
Maybe I put his CVO seat on this.
All right, we'll figure it. All right, we'll get you guys figured out some more information on this. Let's get the.
They just hurt my feelings. I just ordered a seat for this.
I'm sure they know. Ruh-roh.
Because I'm down to be like, yeah.
Send it. It's good. I'm an engineer.
Air breather.
Yeah.
Send it.
All right, let's get this thing mocked up. That sign in the background looks so good in the footage.
Thank you, Jeremy.
All right, well there it is. You want to go ahead and explain kind of where we're at on this?
So, as you seen earlier, we got the mids figured out. I just have to space the front one off a little bit, and that's not a big of an issue. And also make the mounts for the little mini boards. The back, the subframe works, it fits. I was going back and forth on the resi mount. I didn't want to see the resi mounts, or the resi reservoirs themselves, but we came up with the idea once we mocked everything up. I was going to machine this housing, but I can take it and make a new mount, suck it back even further, and then cope this, suck this reservoir down, and then we're sitting in here where the Harley just sticks out, where it's all tight and neat and looks super clean. So the next time you see this, this will be cut and mounted to really understand what I'm seeing. So the actual tail light will sit like this. The housing will go around it. The housing will go around the reservoir, nice and clean. We obviously aren't running this fender. Hoffman's making this rear fender to match the front fender in the dash. So it'll have like the black stripe go down the middle. So far, I'm stoked. I think this is gonna look super clean.
Hell yeah.
And like I'm sticking with that whole stock CVO theme, but just a little different. I think that's a good call.
Pretty straightforward installation, I would say. Looks good with the side covers.
The subframe mounted up honestly easier than I expected.
Yeah. There was no real changes. Nothing. I mean, we showed a couple little changes with the tank and all that, but we did get this side pretty much done, like we just said earlier in the video.
The next time you see it, the mids and the boards and all will be mounted up, ready to go. And hopefully I'll have the rear passenger pegs ready to go too. It's basically, I'm just ordering another brake pad and then stock mounts for them. I just have to make a mount to link the two together, so it shouldn't be too bad. The subframe, I'm stoked on. It will be black, so I know the polish shouldn't go with it right now.
And also for those that think that the subframe is kind of a waste of money, if you know how the saddlebag is actually held on, there's actually like a crossbar. You saw me take it off earlier in the video. The subframe eliminates that because you actually have to drill 2 holes, correct? Mm-hmm. So it's got 4 mounts. Let me put my hand way out here. It's got 4 mounts versus just the 2 mounts from the factory. So it keeps the bag up, you know, tucked and against the bike. But you get rid of that downward bar because it doesn't have the dual exhaust anymore. It's no needed for it. And it just makes the bike look, almost sit a little taller.
We will, at the very end, there's a scrapyard down the road, and we'll take it and have it weighed, and then go from the stock weight.
Yeah, so
we should actually physically weigh it just to see what the real numbers are, but just to see how much we dropped.
Hell yeah.
Because the subframe, swing arm, and
Rear
the exhaust. The exhaust was massive.
The rear fender, then you're also getting rid of a lot of the billet or the metal front mounts.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I was to guess, an easy 50 pounds maybe difference.
I'd say at least.
Yeah.
Oh, and your bars and risers probably a lot lighter than those because these bars are 1.25 inches, so it's some heavy.
Those are double wall too, most of the time.
Double wall, thicker bars. So, which you actually have a set of custom bars get made, correct?
Yes, SBC. Right, I get that backwards. I always get those backwards. Him and Jared mixed up. But SBC is making me some bars right now. They're a little bit different because of the new housings and everything. And I'm doing we'll call them extreme bends because they're a really high bend. Because I still want to keep the low riser, high bend bar to keep that screen open. And then I'm still trying to squeeze in that Olin's damper up there too. So there's gonna be a lot going on, but kind of cleaner.
All right, we're gonna cut the video off. Next time you see this bike, hopefully we got a little bit more work done to it. And got the swing arm coming up soon.
Swing arm's next, and I gotta get on those.
Yeah, so. All right, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.